Well, welcome back. Dang it, opened the wrong thing. Well, got nothing to say but play the game. Last we played, we left off at 21 wins, as you can see. Now let's see if we can beat the game enough times to get to 50. We're at Anvil, starting off. Now if I have time, I'll probably play some other games today. You know, I could try playing the game on controller. That's always an idea. I swear, if you don't make this jump... Let me tell you an aggravating story. When I started this stream, OBS said, sorry, we couldn't connect. Said, okay. Let me open Discord to ping my stream, and then try again. And Discord would not open. So I had to restart my whole computer. And then Steam kept opening on its own. I didn't want Steam open. So that was annoying. But we got through it. Okay, everything is picking up. We don't want to take our time, because I would like to play other games today, and if it takes 4 flippin' hours, then we will not be able to do that. I mean, I guess I'll be able to, but am I really going to want to? No, the answer is no. See if we can make this jump. Nope! Why would I? Oh, the chat room thing is cut off. I'm like, you know what? It's probably fine. Bungee cord bucket. I could not have knocked it further into a swing than I did just then. Oh, thanks, Snake. You know, when Bennett Foddy at the beginning of the game says if you've already had a bad day, you should probably not play this game. Well, if I was at the beginning of that game, I would be unheeding of that warning today. Because I've just been annoyed with my computer, and now I'm going to be annoyed with this game.
No.
There we go. Finally. You know, I'm all against AI, right? AI art, all that. But you know, there are some good uses of AI. Some people act like there is literally no good uses out there to generative AI. It serves only to destroy real art. I don't agree with that. I think that you can make creative stuff with AI. You just have to be creative. I wouldn't say that AI art is the same as digital art like some people say. I would say it's hardly even art. But I would say that it could be used as an entertainment medium. That's what I could say. I think chatbots are a plague. I think those serve nothing good for the world. I think bots like ChatGPT that are not really chat but info bots, I think if they were actually good and accurate, then I could reason with that. But right now they aren't. I searched today, speaking of AI, I searched on Google's AI thing. I forgot what it was called. The one where it's like a star. I searched how many times does the letter A appear in Argentina? And you know what it said? It said it appears 3 times. So if ever there was a deterrent for me to use AI, that would be it. 22. I should use my controller to play, huh? One of these times I'll use my controller if it ends up that I have enough time, then I'll use my controller. There we go. Well, at least I'm getting a lot of practice in on the game, huh? I say as I fail miserably. No! So yeah, my day's been kind of frustrating. And I've just been thinking, you know, as a game developer, it might be a little bit difficult for me to make it in the world, but whatever. If I end up flipping burgers, then at least I'll be flipping burgers making games. Then again, flipping burgers isn't exactly a viable career anymore either. I just feel bad for people who want to make it in, like, drawing, art, or music. That seems like it'd be even harder than game development. Not to make, per se, because game development is all of those. Usually. But harder to make it in the world. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Because being a game developer completely solo, I also happen to be an artist, kind of. I don't know what I'm doing when I draw, but I draw for my own games. And a musician. I actually was making music long before I was making games. Long before. I'll save the orange. And thus created kind of a rift between my early games, the music being way better than the game, kind of. For a couple of my really early games, I intentionally made the music very short loop, 8-bit, kind of not really high effort. For my new games, I put a lot of effort into the music to get it right. Wasp Wars 2 in stores today. Speaking of Wasp Wars, I was thinking of making a... Well, I've been thinking of this for a long time, so it's not like it was today or anything, but I was wanting to make a commercial for Wasp Wars 3. Not anytime soon, but whenever it releases, I want to have a commercial made for it. Now, fear not, right? Fear not. Or I want to make a really funny and good commercial. I don't want to make any crap like those new game commercials where it's like, hey, poggers, our game is cool, pog. Stuff like that. No. That's not cool. That's cringe. You see, corporations rely too much. They wonder why they're cringe. But it's because they rely too much on new humor. New humor isn't good because it's just gonna get replaced by a different meme in like 3 days. What's good is like actual real jokes. That's what's good. Timeless humor, in my opinion, is stuff like Laurel and Hardy and all that. That's timeless humor right there. Make a movie like that right now and it'd still be funny. That was overshot. Yep. Love blind jumps. And now it's gonna take me 80 tries to get the anvil. Told you. There we go. Oh, this game. We need to chill out. Hey, Dark Sun, how's it going? I was just talking about how I wanted to direct a cool, funny commercial for my game when I'm close to releasing it. Today you fell asleep and woke up thinking it was tomorrow. I've had that happen 2 times in my life. Both of them were when I was very sick. I had a nap, and I was like, oh man, it must be tomorrow. Nope. Dinner time. Well, one of the times it was dinner time, and then one I woke up at 10 p.m. But thankfully I was sick, so I wasn't energized at all. So I just went back to sleep. But I did think that I thought it was really early morning. But it was night. So yeah, we've beaten the game 1 time so far this stream. You can see the pot is slightly turning gold. Diogenes must be really afraid of this mountain. I get it, because peace. I'm a comedic genius. So, how's your day been at large, Dark Sun? One of these days, I'm gonna get it first try. I actually got it first try without looking one of the times on stream yesterday, now that I mention it. There we go. Not much. Yeah, me either. Today, I've just been kinda... not like frustrated, but just really impatient. You know? Like I was saying when I first started the stream, how OBS said that it couldn't connect to Twitch. So I went to my Discord to go ahead and get it ready to ping stream while I was waiting. And then Discord wouldn't open. It was just stuck on the update. So I had to restart my whole computer. Which took longer than usual, by the way. And then Steam kept opening itself when I booted up my computer. I don't want Steam open. But it stopped. The whole ordeal only took like a few minutes, but you know, when you're aggravated about something taking too long, it feels like it takes a lot longer than it actually does. I don't know, first world problems. There we go. I would like to play other games today, so I kind of want to do good. You got to recalibrate your controller since it's drifting. Hopefully that fixes it, otherwise it's covered by warranty. Controller for what? Switch? I know Switch Joy-Cons drift. But if that was the case, you probably would have said Joy-Cons. PS5. Had it for 2 to 3 years already. Dang, the PS5's that old? Dang. Felt like just yesterday. Yeah, I guess that makes sense now that I think about it. PS5 controllers seem kind of overpriced. PS5 everything seems overpriced. Dark Sun, I want to ask you, what is the worst controller that you've ever used, in your opinion? What was the worst one? Because I know the worst controller I ever used. But I'll say it after you answer or don't. Worst controller? Yeah, worst controller. Like, of any system, Any like off-brand USB controller, literally any controller. It's the worst one. Well, I know the worst controller I ever used was this. Don't want to offend anyone, but the Wiimote was sort of weird. I agree. It was kind of weird. I like the Wii U better, but the worst controller I ever used was this off-brand Xbox controller. In fact, it's an off-brand of the very one I have right now. Well, actually, no, it's not. That's a lie. It was, I think, an off-brand of the 360 controller, and mine is an off-brand of, I think, the Xbox One controller. Wait, no, mine's a on-brand. Whatever, but it was an off-brand 360 controller, and it wasn't an Xbox, alright? It was just a box, because the little, like, metallic thing didn't have an X on it. It was just a silver circle. So I just had this box controller. And you had to have the USB plugged in like a very certain way for it to work. Like, it was weird. And sometimes if you plugged it in that certain way, it just still wouldn't work. That was... Ooh, I said that. You just got that Xbox controller laying around. Yeah, I have it on my desk for whenever I play a game that requires it. Like any arcade or retro game. I don't like playing on my legal console with keyboard. I have to play with a controller, be it joystick or D-pad on there, whatever. I like playing with a controller. Games like Noita, I would not play with a controller, but you know, it doesn't support controller, I'm pretty sure. I always have this controller plugged into my computer just in case. I actually use my computer as a charger because I don't have a charging block. So I just, anytime I need to charge my phone, I just plug it into my computer. It helps me remember not to charge things overnight because that degrades the battery. Because my computer, I don't think, charges if it's off. I may be wrong, though. Now, what's the best controller you've ever used? I assume the PS5 one, since you still have it. But for me, the best controller I've ever used is this one Super Nintendo, not like off-brand, but it came with this legal non-Nintendo gray area console that plays NES and SNES games. But it came with a Super Nintendo controller that was like dark gray, translucent, with like purple buttons and stuff. And it is so responsive and good, you don't even know. And it's got like ergonomics on it, like on where you would have the palms of your hands, it has raised spots so that your hands fit nicer onto it. Also, the edges are rounded so you don't cut your fingers. That was overshot. Nope, we're good. Yeah, no, a lot of people consider playing Noita with a controller very weird, and you can't argue with that. Yeah, I wouldn't like it. Probably because I use the keyboard functions so much, like tab and all that. I don't know, controller and aiming. In my game, which has basically the exact same aiming style as Noita, I am... Well, yeah, no, it is the same. I'm trying to implement controller support, and it is strange to say the least. I had to... Instead of down being crouch, I had to implement a separate crouch button. Which is gonna be probably right bumper, by the way. Back to Ice Cliff. You can implement controller like Noita. Does Noita do it with center lock style, where when you press a controller button, the cursor kind of locks in an orbit around the player? Is that how Noita does it? Because that's how I'm doing it. That's how Noita does it? Okay. Yeah, that's how I mean, that seems like the most logical way. The only other way I could think of would be like making it to where the right stick just moves the cursor around the screen, but that'd be kind of weird. Probably the best way to do it, yeah. Either that, or just like go Contra style and make it single stick control instead. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm making the controller style. I don't know if you ever played Contra Operation Galuga, but basically it's analog 360 aim, but it just kind of aims wherever you move. Like if you move left, you can move the joystick around a little bit and it'll move it'll micro adjust the crosshair, but it only uses one stick control. I think that's probably the best for like run and gun style. Of course, for that you have to have a aim lock button, which I have done. Which, I mean, every Contra game besides like the first couple have an aim lock. Contra 3's got, I think, right bumper aim lock. Good. Noita is also on the Steam Deck, and it makes sense because that's got the whole touchpad. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We're almost halfway. I always forget that the Steam Deck exists. I mean, Steam Deck's cool and all, but we don't really need a Steam Deck. Good. Bad. Bad! I had a 9-year-old in my stream yesterday. What the heck? You do not need to be on Twitch at 9 years old. You know what I was doing at 9 years old? I was playing Army with sticks with my cousin. Playing Noita on the go is pretty cool. Noita's too in-depth of a game for me to be able to play on the go. Well, first of all, I don't play games on the go as is. It's not really my type of deal. And if I were to play a game on the go, I'd have to be playing it on this guy right here. Still works. What game is in here? Super Mario Land. Yeah, listen. Alright, you get the point. If ever I was to play a game on the go, I'd have to play it on there. And it would probably be Castlevania The Adventure, because that's like the only classic Vania that I haven't beaten besides Chronicles. Oh yeah, Game Boy, that's the true portable console. Yes. And I would argue the Game Boy Advance is pretty fire. It's got some of the best Metroid games, almost as good as Super Metroid in my opinion even. It's got some pretty good Castlevanias. I don't like any of the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias, but I respect liking them. Doesn't the Advance have good Pokemon games on it? I've never been a Pokemon fan. In fact, I've never played a Pokemon game in my life. I only ever owned some Pokemon cards that one of my school bus friends in kindergarten gave me. I had Durant. I had Durant. These were like whatever the second or first generation. It's because this was back in 2014, 2013. No, not first generation. Whatever. You get my meaning. I had like Durant. I had that one bee that was like a drill, I think. Almost a 9-year-old was bro doing. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't swear, so I got that going for me. Don't swear. I hardly talk vulgarly. Darn gooners. But yeah, I had Durant, that one bee. What else did I have? I had a plant type. I don't remember which one though. Oh wait, I had Toucannon. I remember that. I had Toucannon. And those were the only Pokemon cards I ever had, and they are long gone. I think I gave them to my little cousin when I moved out of my old house. The lore, streamer lore. And my little cousin's cool. He's got a lot of cards. He's got like baseball cards, Pokemon, probably Yu-Gi-Oh! I had one Yu-Gi-Oh card. I don't remember what it was, so don't ask me. It was like a cloud or something. Do not remember how I got it. I was never into Yu-Gi-Oh! I was more into Pokemon than Yu-Gi-Oh! And the only Pokemon I cared about when I was little was the show. So that should give you an idea of how little I cared about Yu-Gi-Oh! You're the new Nikkei 30? No! Amazing! Ugh, I feel rotten just for saying that. But yeah, when I was real little, I was collecting bottle caps. In fact, I've still got the collection. Just a bunch of bottle caps in this little tin. Look at this little guy. That's like 13 years worth of bottle caps right there. You're into magic, like magic tricks, like the rabbit in the hat and all that, or Magic the Gathering. Magic cards, that's why you're broke. Yeah, I don't have any hobbies that would make me go broke, thankfully. Save one. You suck. I love you. Drumming cymbals cost a lot of money. And cymbals break eventually. But I mean, I could eventually, if I got really confident in my drumming, I could probably play gigs and make money eventually. I'm more confident in my drumming than my bass playing, and apparently I'm really good at bass. I don't know. So I've been told. Yeah, Magic the Gathering. That's what I figured. Magic the Gathering seems kind of cool. Seems like Pokemon if they made it somehow more nerdy. No offense meant. Didn't they make playing cards of Lord of the Rings, and then they made Aragorn like black? And then everybody was like, wah, wah, wah. I like Lord of the Rings. I was reading Lord of the Rings recently. I'm on book 2 of 6. Very good books and very good films. I don't think they could have done hardly a better job transposing those books into movies. Cool, just the online game is toxic. Magic the Gathering. I didn't even know it had an online game. I thought it was just cards. I thought Magic the Gathering was just cards. I stand corrected. Ice Cliff sucks, chat. Ice Cliff sucks. Say it with me. Ice Cliff sucks. Ice Cliff sucks. Ice Cliff sucks. Magic the Gathering Arena. Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that. Never seen it, though. And obviously, never played it. Okay, screw it. I'm doing this the slow way. I'm tired of this bean baloney trying to get up here. Ah! Please. Thank you. Okay, good. I just realized the music is long gone because I turned it off. My bad. I thought I was like way behind the narrator or something. You ever played Castle Crashers Dark Sun? That one I've beaten with a lot of friends, and it is a fun game that I would really love to stream. You find yourself against decks which are useless cards to make mana, and then they all use that mana and... wait. And exiles your entire dang deck, and then you got nothing to play anymore and they win. Yeah, that sounds pretty nerdy. I won't act like I'm not a nerd, though. I got a whole drawer that's like $300 worth of retro games. That's probably going to be $3,000 worth by the time that I'm old. That's, you know how old people have like baseball cards from like 1928? Castle Crashers is beautiful. That's what I'm saying. That is my baseball card collection, all those games. Halfway! We're halfway, chat. What's the uptime? 33 minutes. That is not good. I've beaten the game 4 times in 33 minutes. That would be like 13 hours. Oh boy. I gotta pick up the pace. This might be a 3-parter, chat. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. Losing precious seconds. I like, you see, when I played Castle Crashers, I started with the Ice Knight because he was blue, and I liked the color blue. I didn't realize he had the best character upgrade chain in the entire game. So I just thought that all of the next characters were like that much better than their starting guys. And then I realized that all of them kind of suck, except for a few. Did you see the recent Castle Crashers DLC? Yeah, wasn't it a, they updated it with Steam Workshop, but I don't remember what the DLC was. I saw Vinny and Germa and all them played it. I was gonna watch that. Yeah, I wanna castle cash in on the hype and buy the game for some of my friends and stream it. I think it'd be fun. Reskin plus some new painting content. Oh, the painter. I remember that guy. He was cool. I don't know what he said at the end, the last phase. It sounded like he said like blah 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 blah. I don't know what he said. It reminded me of the Bosconian guy who says alarm, alarm, alarm. Condition wed, condition wed, condition wed. Go, please. Go, please. Spy ship sighted. You can paint your own knight. Oh, that's cool. Blast off. I'm gonna kill the orange. I'm gonna pogo off of the orange. Never mind, he almost just killed me. Stop. Looking at chat doing the hardest swing in Orange Hell was not my brightest idea, but you know what? I almost just spoke too soon. I said, you know what? We lived it. Okay, we lived it. Character creators are always fun. It's like those AI chatbot makers that are made to like capture lonely guys, but really I just use them for creating dumb characters. Now that is the life. Or speaking of AI, you ever look at some of those chat logs that people have with some of those AI bots on those websites? Because some of them you can make the chat logs like public for whatever reason. Your own chat logs. And some of the ones people have, woof, makes me lose faith in humanity just a little bit. We'll see if you're still laughing when you're single in 2048 and I'm chilling with my Terminator AI girlfriend. That's what someone's thinking right now. If they were watching my stream. Never looked at the chat logs, you're too scared of what you'll find. Rightfully so. It's only for the brave of heart and soul. The hardest piano song. Whoa. The hat just landed in its like starting position. That's kind of cool. Didn't some guy do math on how strong the getting over it guy has to be able to do the things he does? He'd have to be stronger than like any human. I know that. Hat flip. Hat kid. You ever play a Hat in Time? I played that, but I never beat it. Off stream, a long time ago, before I was streaming. I got to the part where the two filmmaker guys are going at it. I never got past there. The Snatcher was cool. Hat in Time was cool, yeah. I think A Hat in Time kind of pioneered that kind of unserious game style. Didn't create it, but I think it made it a lot more popular. Because I feel like a lot of games that didn't take themselves too seriously didn't take the game itself seriously enough. Like they didn't take the gameplay and fun experience too like seriously enough. I think too many games take themselves too seriously, and too many indie games don't take themselves seriously enough. Like, it feels like, for some reason, you like the Shadow guy. The Snatcher, yeah, I love the Snatcher. Snatcher's awesome. But I feel like with indie games, because AAA studios, you seldom find a AAA studio making a game that doesn't take itself seriously. But with indie games, I feel like so many of the games that don't take themselves seriously just kind of blow. Like, they're not that good. They're not fun, you know. I'm not talking about like popular indie games. I'm talking about I'm talking about like the randos you find for free on itch.io, okay? These are the type of games I'm talking about. Some of them are good. Most of them are not. My games that I earlyly published on itch were definitely of the not category. Castle Crashers is pretty comical. Oh, yeah, Castle Crashers does not take itself seriously at all. But, like I said, it takes the game play seriously. Like, it makes the game fun to play. I mean, think about the whole game premise. You're a bunch of knights trying to save these princesses, one of which is literally a clown. And you kill each other at the end of each level. for who gets to smooch the princess. It does not take itself seriously.
No.
But it's a good game. I think, especially indie horror games, I think Buckshot Roulette was a step in the right direction of not taking yourself too seriously.
No.
Because horror, I mean, of course, you can take horror seriously. Obviously, you can take horror seriously.
Oh.
Like, Resident Evil. That takes itself pretty seriously. But then games like Buckshot Roulette and Flathead and all those variety of games, they don't take themselves too seriously, you know? Like, they're kind of not goofy, but, you know. Ever seen Juice Galaxy? I heard you mentioned it one time, but I never looked into it. I forgot.
Oh.
There we go. Hey, Zeldavania. 26. Now that would be a game genre that I'd like to play. A Zeldavania. That sounds pretty fun. I like me a good Metroidvania. I like me a good Metroid as well. And I like me a good Vania. I feel like Metroidvanias have kind of lost the Vania part. There's just Metroid likes now. Started off as an itch game. A lot of great games started off as itch games. Buckshot Roulette being an example. I think that started as an itch game. But in my experience, yeah, no links. Chill on the links. I bet you. Oh yeah. That was very late, Nightbot. Nightbot just does that. Don't worry about it. I still see your message. It's mostly just, you know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Buckshot Roulette was an itch. But as I was saying, itch I feel like is very difficult to get widely recognized on unless it's horror, unless you're making horror. It's especially easy to get recognized on itch if you're making that like early PlayStation style horror. Those games, man. It counted itch.io as a link. I know it did. Don't worry about it, okay? I still see it. Act like it never happened. And whatever you do, don't act like it's my fault. Because that's something that people would do. Even though it kind of is my fault. Shh. I thought about, before I did Twitch, settled on Twitch, I thought about trying Kick. But Kick just sucks so bad. But my philosophy was that it needs better streamers. Because you know what people do on Kick? They drink and gamble and say slurs because they can. But just because you can doesn't mean you should, in my opinion. But on Twitch, you have to walk on too many eggshells. So it's like a double-edged sword, no. Two sides of the same coin. There you go. On itch, talking too much about itch. On Twitch, you gotta be too hushed. Unless you're, never mind. You know, I gotta say that on YouTube. I can't say it on Twitch. But on Kick, you're just gambling streamers. Gambling and drinking. And it's like, I don't want to watch you roll slots and go, yes, big win, yeah, no, I lost it all, for 5 hours straight while you drink whiskey by the gallon. I don't want to watch that. That is true, but Kick was kind of meant to be a hub for drinking and gambling. I know. And then you have stuff like Rumble, which is too, like, political. Now, I'm not a political streamer, right? Hold on. No, Google, I'm not a robot. I've told you this 20 times. Can you not remember my IP address? And can you not take 50 years to okay. Calm down. Gotta calm down. But listen. This right here, this is me. Okay, this is me right here. You see this? This is me. But Rumble is way too political. Now, I'm not gonna say which political direction I lean, because then I'm gonna get crucified. But I don't like politics going too far in any direction. Because you know what? Can we agree that politics just kind of blow? Like, what? Shut up! Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you have to say. Shut up! Look at this guy. Look at this bot right here. Look at this spam bot. Look at this clown. Get out of my face. But politics just, they blow. Like, who cares? Okay, bye-bye. Anyways. I was wanting to play more Splatterhouse, but I don't know if I'll have time. Because this is gonna take so long. This is gonna take like at least 5 hours. I hope you know that, chat. If I finish it today, which low chance as is, you gotta be kidding me. It's gonna take at least like 5 hours. Because it took 4.5 hours to not even get halfway last time. Bye-bye. So that's the conundrum. You have a free speech platform, it instantly becomes politics. You have a censorship platform, and it sucks because it's too censored.
Oh.
Love watching me play Getting Over It, no problem. So relaxing. Thank you. What really grinds my gears is people who boycott or whatever something just because of its creator's political beliefs, especially if that creator is not like super outspoken about their political beliefs. Like Scott Cawthon, for instance. He was just chilling, and then suddenly someone was like, oh, you voted for a thing I do not like. And then now we have crap Steel Wool games. I don't like Steel Wool. I don't like the games. I liked FNAF VR, but I don't like the newer FNAF games. It's like, why can't we all just get along? Why can't we all just bond over games like Getting Over It, huh? We all need to get over it, chat.
Oh.
I swear. Nah. Yes, very relaxing indeed. I bet I can. Nope. Stop! Some stuff just makes no sense. A lot of stuff doesn't make any sense. I bet I'm not gonna be able to. Oh! I'm the chosen one. I've only done that on accident a couple times. I'm not gonna make that. Dude. This jump. So annoying. Someone's gonna come in here and be like, oh, you're already at the bucket? Oh, wow. Can't wait till you see the ending. First time playing, because they're not gonna see the win counter. I don't know. I feel like I made the win counter big enough. This music reminds you of a hotel lobby. Well, it is royalty-free smooth jazz, and that is usually what they play there. Yeah. Although, when I went to Florida one time, there was no hotel lobby music, and I was like, what? No lobby music. Why am I even here? If I don't hear that, then what's even the point? Like, I might as well just go sleep in like a car, you know? I hate this jump. The narrator's definitely about to catch up. Let's see where he's at.
So now,
Oh, he's right there.
designer and user.
This is directly after
You could've
Orange
refused,
Hell,
but you
this
didn't.
dialogue. Okay. This jump. This was one that got me stuck for a while when I first ever played this game. Okay, there we go. Man, sometimes games, like, you wonder, speaking of things that make no sense, you just wonder, how did it go so wrong, you know? Like, what, they had the budget, they had the people and time and everything. What went so wrong? Games like that, I think of Lord of the Rings Gollum. I think of, going for an older example, I think of Friday the 13th on NES. Where did they go so wrong? But more so because of Lord of the Rings Gollum. Because that game, you can tell that the people who worked on it, like, liked Lord of the Rings and, like, had a passion for it. The people who made Friday the 13th probably just like, oh, cool movie, let's make money off of it. But Lord of the Rings Gollum, like, that game, where did it go so wrong? Hogwarts Legacy? No. The game Lord of the Rings Gollum. Like, that's what it's called. It's called Lord of the Rings Gollum. Oh wait, that was Hogwarts that you just said. I'm tired, my bad. I don't know about that one. That's Harry Potter, right? Only exposure I ever had to Harry Potter was the first few movies. I'm sure the books are all that and whatever, but I don't know. Where do they go so wrong? See, my games, that's the beauty of being a game... My nose is itchy. Being a game developer like I am. The game sucks. Oh, I believe you. But that's the liberty about being a game developer like I am. I can make a game that sucks like no game has sucked before it. And I have every right to do so. Because I had to make everything myself. So the workload must have just been too much for me, right? And yet I'm still making more enjoyable games. Not to toot my own horn. I'm just going purely based off of the opinions and experiences of others here. Still more enjoyable games than these slop games. Can we consider the economic state of the world? No, we cannot. I was just saying that because I was mad. The golden pot doesn't look so golden up here. It just looks kind of like old oxidized brass. Cost so much for a super short story. Hogwarts Legacy. I know Lord of the Rings Gollum is too long of a story. It's too long of a game because the game is just apparently not fun to play. Go up, yes. But it's so enduringly long. Good. That was 11 minutes. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. Sure, we might not even make it to 40 today. Oh my man. pot grows ever golder. Golder? More gold. Golder is like a last name. There's definitely at least 80 million. No, there's definitely at least 80,000 people in the world named Golder. You gotta get your game up. You gotta get your shut up, my man. Honestly, you know, I'm under no obligation to do it all in one day, so I could just chip away at this for 3 months. Can we, like... Okay, stop. Like, this isn't even my fault at this point. The physics are doing it. Ha! Yeah, just don't work. The trick that has worked every time before. Guess that was a good wall. It's just when I'm not like focusing on the game and I'm just focusing on what I'm gonna talk about, then you know, I'm not as good at the game. Honestly, I should have probably put the stream category as just chatting, because this is basically just me talking while doing a task repeatedly over and over. Splatterhouse 2 seems like a fun game. I definitely want to play that, but I gotta beat Splatterhouse 1 first. I got to the hard level. I just need to beat it. Granted, I didn't save state, so I'll have to get back there. Gotta get more Mom's quarters. This is arcade. I think this is like a better run than my other ones. Probably shouldn't have pogoed that. I could have just swung. Whatever. Good. Never mind. I like how in the Beavis and Butthead Genesis game, the quit level button is just sucks. And it's sucks because the level is like a TV show. Not literally, but you know. And then Beavis says, "That sucks." Speaking of which, I've got Beavis' shirt on right now that I think about it. That's what I'm talking about. Whoa. That shockwave off the hammer seemed bigger than usual. I'm doing suspiciously good right now. I feel as though I'm gonna take an extra like 5 minutes at Bucket again. First try anvil and hat? What is this? Sorcery. You ever played... What was I gonna say? I thought that was overshot. You ever played Madness Project Nexus? In fact, you ever like watch Madness Combat at all? You're kidding. No, you're not. Well, yeah, actually it was. The game indeed was kidding. Yeah, bounce off. There we go. That's bad. Nope. Madness Combat is good. I like it. Friendly, violent fun, as the guy from Exodus would say. And the game is a... I went like, what? But yeah, the game is a good representation of the series, in my opinion. Good. Wait, Madness Combat, yeah. Cool series. You've heard of it? Well, I like I like the series, and I like the game, but why? But the Project Nexus Classic I didn't really fancy that much. That was kind of eh. If I send myself back down there and have to do the bucket again, I'm gonna be slightly aggravated because it will be a slight inconvenience that I'll probably forget tomorrow. Hold on, this run's kind of going too good. Been having suspicions about this run since ever it first started. But yeah, the first Project Nexus game, the classic one on like Newgrounds with the Flash player, is very jank, very broken. Just play Accelerant. Accelerant's better in my opinion. Madness Accelerant's a fun game. I should stream that. Yeah, it's that one series from Newgrounds. Indeed. Ah! Should I play Madness Accelerant on stream? Then I'd have to log into Newgrounds, and I forgot my password. I guess I'd have to make a new account. That might take a little bit. Madness Accelerant only takes like a few minutes to beat. That could be a fun stream closer. Yeah, Crinkles made it. Crinkles, cool guy. I've watched some of his art streams. They're kind of cool. That run was suspiciously good. 6 minutes. It was still 7 minutes. Wow. Even my suspiciously good runs take forever now. What about they need to make a game about Happy Tree Friends, unless they already did and I don't know about it. Happy Tree Friends is certainly one of the shows of all time. You ever heard of Happy Tree Friends? My pot is beginning... I fear my pot is beginning to turn gold. Honestly, I kind of like the dark gold more than the bright gold a little bit. Kind of just want to keep this one. Anytime I want to play Getting Over It, I'll just beat it 28 times and then play it so that I have the dark gold pot. Obviously, you know Happy Tree... Well, if you don't know Madness Combat, then why should I expect that you know Happy Tree Friends? I knew Madness way before I knew about Happy Tree Friends. But did they make a game about that or not? I don't remember. They ought to have. That would be a good series for a like Castle Crashers animation style, like animated like the series kind of game. Those are always cool, where they make it look like the thing. Pretty sure they didn't. I'll look it up after this attempt, if I remember. Nice. Ha! Okay. Okay. Are you kidding me? I cannot get a good hook on that. What the heck? This makes me want to stop playing this rage game and go play the other retro games that make me rage that I still love. It's like sometimes he goes, whoa, and then sometimes he goes, that was even more than I intended. Sometimes he goes like, sometimes he goes like, pop. Okay, they did make one. It's on Steam. Oh, they did make one. What's it called? Wait, I do remember. They made like a mobile racing game, right? And that's defunct now. I'm going the main route. Screw it. shoot 'em up for $3. Ooh, that sounds kind of good. Hold on, should I stream the Happy Tree Friends shoot 'em up? Sounds kind of good. Graphical error on that playground, by the way. Once I finish all of these other challenges and random games that I've been meaning to play, then I'll play that one. Let's see, what games do I still have to finish? I still have to finish Project Nexus, as a matter of fact. I never finished that. No, I don't. I still have to finish this challenge. I have to finish Splatterhouse. It's called the Crack Pet Show. Oh, that's kind of funny. I could finish the arcade game. What is going on? The arcade game 1942. Because that one, if you have infinite quarters, you have infinite lives. So I could finish that one. But I don't know if I want to do that. That would be very monotonous. More monotonous than this. So there's two. I know there's more. I know there's more. Ah, okay. Gotta finish Noita. I did. I beat Noita, and as far as I'm concerned, that's finishing it. As far as I'm concerned, that constitutes finishing streaming it. I finished Hollow Knight. I didn't 100% it or any of that crap. Same with Super Metroid. Same with Terraria. Nuh-uh. Tell me. What does the achievement say for when you beat the game? Does it say... You know what? What does it say? I'm opening Steam. What does it exactly say? Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Victory. Victory meaning I won. Okay, I won the game. So I beat the game. So I am absolved from any need to stream it. I'm gonna play it again, probably, eventually. But since I beat it, I am technically absolved of any need to play it ever again on stream. Same goes with Hollow Knight, same goes with Terraria, same goes with Super Metroid, and any other game. We would agree that even though I did not 100% Super Metroid, you ain't finished nothing, you beat the tutorial. Oh yeah? Then why does it say victory, huh? Why does it say you beat the game? Why does it say when you beat the game, beat the game? If it said beat the tutorial, it would have said beat the tutorial. I beat the game, and there's nothing you can say. Because, tell me this. You know what, I'm not even going to ask this, because you're going to double down. Even though it's not true. If I beat Hollow Knight without beating Nightmare King Grim, victory doesn't mean beating the game. I'm talking about the screen when you beat the game, the quote-unquote game over. Okay? If I beat Hollow Knight without beating Nightmare King Grim and Absolute Radiance and all that bean baloney, I still, by any stretch of the imagination, beat the game. It's not like I cheated. If I cheated and, like, hacked, or if I used save states or somehow, something like that, then no, I didn't beat the game. But I beat the game legitimately. Noita, I didn't use any mods. I didn't use any set seed, none of that. I beat the game on stream. And there's nothing you or anyone else can say to convince me. And I think that you are in malicious intent. There's so much more you could do. Okay, that's not constitutional in beating the game. If I beat Super Metroid getting like the bare minimum, then I still beat the game. I went to the end and I beat Mother Brain, so I won the game. I completed what my objective was. And thus completed the game. Same goes with Hollow Knight. If I didn't upgrade the sword at all in Hollow Knight and still beat the game, then it doesn't matter if I could have done more. I beat the game. You can do more in any game if you think about it. You could clear out the whole map in any exploration game. You could collect every item. You could kill every enemy. Arbitrary goals that deject from the actual objective of completing the game. Getting to the end of the dungeon isn't your goal in Noita? It is for me! I don't care if it's not your goal, because that's your arbitrary goal. If your goal is the Sun Quest or whatever, then that is your arbitrary goal. Because it says you beat the game when you beat the game. So I, therefore, beat the game. It doesn't matter if I could do more. I don't need to, because I beat the game. If it was a tutorial, then it would have said so. The tutorial is in the very start of the game when it tells you how to kick and stuff. That's the tutorial. I beat the game. In fact, off stream, I've gone to nearly every area. But I don't need to. That's... Okay. This run's fetid. You know that? This run is fetid. Any sane individual who is arguing in good faith and knows to admit when they're wrong, Dark Sun, would say that I have beaten the game. Because I have beaten the game. And now the narrator guy's gone. Isn't your goal? Your goal should be making the alchemist proud as the main character's goal. I don't care. I don't give a dang what the main character's goal is. The main character is me. Okay? What's its name? Freaking what's the witch's name? Mina. I don't give one darn. The darn factory must have run out of darns today, because I don't got none to give about what the heck the main character wants to do. Because I'm the main character. I am the one controlling this character, and it is my projection. If I say played Deltarune, and I killed or Undertale, and killed everyone, and didn't do a single pacifist route, it doesn't matter what Frisk's goal is. That's my goal. I am the one being projected onto that character. My goal is the goal. It is not that hard to understand. The main character is called Mina, which means me, thus implying you are the main character. Exactly! So my goal is the goal! I don't care about making the alchemist happy. If that's your goal, then that's your goal, and you haven't beaten the game till you've done that. My goal is beating the game. And guess what? That's exactly what I did. So essentially, I beat the game.
Oh.
Finally. It'd be like if in it'd be like if in Zelda, the first Zelda. Okay, if you're the main character and the main character's goal is to make the alchemist proud, then you should have the same goal as the main character. No! There is no main character. I am the main character. The main character, if the main character is called me, then my goal is the goal. I don't care what this purple-robed freak wanted to do or set out to do. My goal is to turn the entire world into gold and die. Okay, that is my prospect. And if this arbitrary purple little gremlin wants something else, then that's too bad, because I am the one projecting onto that character. It doesn't matter what that person wants. For instance, if I was playing Metroid 2 and my goal was not Samus's goal to carry out Federation mission orders, but just to murder and slaughter a species because I hated them, then that is my goal, okay? And that is, if I do that, then I beat the game. In my own eyes. That is my goal. It doesn't matter what the intent is. If I beat the game, then I beat the dang game. If I get the bad ending in Hollow Knight, I still beat the game. Now, that's not to say I couldn't say, well, that wasn't the ending I wanted. I can try again. That obviously I can do that. It's the same deal as in the Beavis and Butthead Super Nintendo game that I just got the crappy ending in. Thing is, Samus ain't you, but you're Mina and Noita. Okay, the game is not going to force me to have a concept of what I want to do. That is my choice when I play the game. I don't give a darn what this little magic freak wants to do. That's too bad for them. They'll have to get a different player to play the game. Same with Chris and Deltarune. Too bad for him if I want to kill everyone. But Mina's goal is to make the alchemist proud. Too bad! It's a paradox. Okay. 13 minutes. That was bad. That was the worst one yet, as a matter of fact. Too bad about that. That's just too dang bad. In fact, a great example, Diogenes and getting over it. What is his goal? Well, Bennett Foddy himself says my exact philosophy. He says that you don't control the hammer or whatever. You control why he wants to get to the top and what he wants to do. You see, theoretically, if we're thinking that way, I'm not moving him right now. My mouse is moving the hammer in the way that this guy wants to climb up the mountain right now. I am the reason he is doing this. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks the reason is. I am the reason. If I'm playing Noita and the character is me, then my reason is, and what I want to do, is what that character is doing and why they're doing it. The Diogenes isn't you. That's not my point! That's not my point! If it doesn't matter what character it is, okay? It could be Napoleon Bonaparte. If he's doing what he's doing for the reason that I want, then that is his very reason. Now, the only way to break away from this is what Toby Fox did in Deltarune. Chris is not me, and he's not being controlled by me. He's being controlled by the heart, which is being controlled by me. So Chris very well does have his own intent, because he is literally not me. If Mina is me, then that makes it all the more reason why this character should have my intent. Because it is me. My intent, therefore the character's intent, is to beat the dang game. I don't understand why that's so hard, why that's so impossible. If Mina is me, then it doesn't matter if Mina wants to make the alchemist happy, because I don't. Okay, screw the alchemists. So Mina therefore has my resolve, which is that I want to turn the entire world into gold and kill everything and die. I don't care about the character's intent. Sharing is not caring, okay? I don't share it. I refuse. Screw what the character wants. I am what I want. You see, not to be too egotistical, but in my game, Wasp Wars 2, well, Wasp Wars in general, I think the Marine, you could say, if I said the Marine is literally you, okay? And then I said that the reason the Marine set out on his mission was to, I don't know, harvest the wasp's blood, spray it in the air and with a hose, and make a big rainbow. Then it doesn't matter if that's what he originally wants, because what he currently wants is whatever you want. So it doesn't matter what he set out to do. You are him. So your resolve is what he is thinking right then. And that is what he wants. If Mina set out to make the alchemist happy, and I am therefore placed in the soul of Mina, then what I am thinking at that moment is exactly what the character wants. You should want both things. No! No! If he set out, you're not understanding what I'm saying. If he set out on that, that does not mean that it carries over indefinitely. If he sets out on that, think of it in his shoes. He thinks, I want to kill all wasps and make a blood rainbow. The soul of you, the player, is then placed into his being. He thinks, you know, I'm still gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it just to insert your reason here. Okay? It does not have to be tangential to what the character is doing. They can start on your Mina's soul, and Mina is in your soul. Okay, that's what I'm saying. The original reason doesn't matter. If the idea changes. Okay. Here's what. Okay. Say Mina sets out to make the alchemist happy, whatever. Think of it in Mina's mind. I'm gonna go and do this to make the alchemist proud. Suddenly, the player's soul is then imbued into Mina. You know, actually, I want to just go down here and turn everything into gold. And I'm gonna put this big gear in this thing and make everything do that. That is then what John Noita is wanting to do. There is no, I'm just gonna do this and put this gear in here against the will of my own. If Mina is me, then there is no will of its own. It's just me. It is. If it is me, then I don't care what it wants. Okay, it can want that at first. That can be the starting point, and then it can be like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do this because if Mina had its own intent and was me, and I had to share its intent, then why would it put the gear in the thing to begin with? You lack to see. You're not rebutting any of my points. You're just saying your points over and over again. You're saying Mina is you. I'm saying if Mina is you, then your purpose is what Mina wants. Mina... Okay, you're thinking of it in reverse, Dark Sun. You're thinking of it... No. I don't know what you just said, okay? You're thinking of things in reverse. Mina's purpose is not projected onto you because you, the player, are projected into Mina, which means her purpose is moot. Or its purpose is moot, okay? It's mud. Your purpose is what its purpose is now, because it'd be one thing if I was sitting here right now and the spirit of this character suddenly took control of my body and started playing this game. Then its idea and its reason, it could be wanting to get to the top of this mountain to see what was on the top. I already know what's on the top. It doesn't matter, because therefore the character's soul is projected onto me. It doesn't matter what I want at that point, because I am gone. I am mud. It is the character, not me now. Okay? Does that make sense? You're thinking of things in reverse. It'd be one thing if you were Mina, but Mina is you. So it doesn't matter what Mina wants. It matters what you want. You are just thinking logically in reverse. No, but the problem is with Mina, you are it and it is you at the same time. No! It's not. That's not how it works. Mina is not projecting its soul because it doesn't have one. It's not projecting its mind or will or intent into me at the same time because it doesn't have one. It's a video game character. It can't do that. It matters what I want. With Chris, it's different because it literally is a sentient character that knows it is being controlled. If Mina is me, then it doesn't know it's being controlled. Chris from Deltarune knows he's being controlled and he doesn't like it. That's fine. Mina, that doesn't matter, because if Mina is me, then what I want matters. That's how it works, though. You're not answering what I'm saying, though. If Mina is me, then what I want is what matters. Mina is not being projected onto me. Mina had its original intent. It was to make the alchemist proud. Okay, listen to hear what I'm saying. If that was Mina's original intent, cool. Intents can change, okay? I am then... Okay, say before the beginning screen of the game. Okay, before you ever see the purple freak standing in front of the rocks at the entrance to the cave. It walks up to this cave thinking, I want to make the alchemist proud. My intent is then placed upon this character. And in that moment, in its conscious, in its non-existent conscious, thinking, you know, actually, I think it'd be a better idea to turn the entire world into gold.
Oh,
That's what's going on. It doesn't matter what it wants at that point, because it doesn't want it anymore. It just wants whatever I want because I'm it. That's just that's basic logic. It is me, so it wants what I want. If you're it, it is also you. Not true. Not true. It doesn't. I am the player. The character is not playing me. I am playing the character. So what I want is imbued up. What I want is placed upon the character. What the character wants is not placed upon me because it's the character. The character is not sentient. It's resolve. The developers could have it have a resolve. Its resolve does not have to be my resolve. If I'm playing a game, I'm just making this up in my head. I don't mean it's me. That's my entire argument. Okay. If I'm playing a game. No, if I'm making a game, I'll give you this. If I'm making a game and I say, this character, immutably, in its personality, originally, wants to climb a mountain. Fitting, since we're playing Getting Over It. The player plays the game and says, I want to kill everything. It doesn't matter what the... It doesn't control me when I'm playing the game. Mina's not telekinesising my hands on the keyboard. I am controlling Mina. It does not control me. If I make a game, like I said, and the player just wants to kill everybody, then if they kill everybody, they, by my stretch of the imagination, beat the game. Because that was what they wanted to do. What the... Ah! It would, though. No! Because the player supersedes the character. You are imprinted upon the character. The character is not imprinted upon you. Okay? When I play Noita, the soul of Mina itself is not inhabiting my body and making me press certain keys. Like I am making Diogenes press keys. Okay? I am imprinting on the character. What I want is what the character wants. At that very moment. That's just basic reasoning. How are you... You can't deny that. All you're saying is Mina is you. My entire argument is that Mina is you. So you are imprinting on the character. Yes, but Mina is you and the soul... No, it's not! No, it's not! The soul of the character is not controlling what I do. I am... My soul, my being, my human self is controlling what the character does. The character has no power because it's a video game character. It is a bundle of pixels that I am imprinting my will upon to by controlling it. It doesn't matter what it wants at that point. Because it's an it. It doesn't imprint upon me. In the lore, maybe, but then that's bad lore because it can't. It literally cannot. Mina has lots of power. Not outside of Noita, it doesn't. I'm not a character in the game, I'm a human. Mina is a block of code. Its will can't imprint on me. That's not how life works. In fact, nothing can imprint on anything in real life. Because it's a game. Okay. If I move a pawn in chess with the intent to take a knight, and the pawn, let's say the pawn has a resolve... No, don't say anything. Listen to me. If I move a pawn in chess to take a knight, right? That pawn, let's say it is me. First of all, if it is me, then its will doesn't have a will. Let's say it's not me, okay? Because let's just say character's a character. Doesn't matter if Mina's me, whatever. Character's a character, okay? That pawn, let's say it just wants to move to that square. Like it just wants to walk along, have a merry little day, and move over to that square. Then it doesn't matter what it was thinking because I moved the pawn there with my intent. you could even say that Mina, if Mina always has, okay, how about if we throw you a hypothetical bone here, and we say that Mina always, without doubt, has the resolve of wanting to impress or make the alchemist proud, right? We could even say that whatever you make Mina do, Mina is thinking, if I do this, surely it'll make the alchemist proud. If I turn the world to gold and kill everyone, surely that will make the alchemist proud. You could even go that far and say the wow, first time I ever fell down there. Crazy. You could even go that far. I'd even throw you that one. I wouldn't agree with it, but I could even throw you that. Can we at least agree on that? Can we at least agree that whatever you do, I don't agree on it, but can we at least settle on that? That whatever you do, Mina thinks is part of the goal. And maybe it makes mistakes, even if what you're doing in your intent is not a mistake. Maybe it just makes mistakes. No, it is written in the lore what you need to make. Okay. Is it written in the lore that Mina knows that? Because we know that Mina, in the lore, first of all, can reincarnate. We know that Mina, at the very beginning, does not know everything, okay? Because certain spells are hidden and not unlocked. Same with enemies. We can say that confidently in the bestiary, Mina probably does not know most of the enemies in there because they are not unlocked. Hey, Ben Rye, I'm arguing with some guy. Okay, Ben, listen. If I have a character that has a intent of doing something, and the player's intent is different, the player's intent is what the player wants. Like, that is the intent of the game. Say Diogenes wants to get to the top of this mountain to see pretty rainbows, and I want to get to the top of the mountain to see to just beat the game and up a counter. The true goal is not to see rainbows, because my will overrides that of the character. Mina's true goal is unknown. Then your entire point is not. Your entire point is meaningless. Because if Noita's true goal is unknown, then my goal is literally the imprint. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That makes your entire point pointless. That makes your point fall apart. That makes your point a house of cards that has been blown on by strong winds. No, because Mina has a goal and we don't know. Then it doesn't matter what it is. If we don't know what its goal is, then it doesn't matter. That is the character's goal, not my goal. The character's not the one beating the game. I'm the one beating the game. In fact, if the character's goal is unknown, and the character is me, then that means the character's goal is whatever my goal is. Unless the developers explicitly reveal that it has a certain goal, then you can't deny that if it's unknown, then that just makes the goal whatever my goal is. You can't, it's not possible to deny that. If you are the character's goal is yours too. Your goal is the character's goal. And if we don't know what the character's goal is, then that infinitely makes it more that the character's goal is, or that your goal is the character's goal. That infinitely makes my point stronger, what you've just told me. Because I don't know the Noita lore I know a little bit, but that just made your point infinitely stronger. I'm purely arguing based off logic here. Wait a minute. Oh, you're trolling. Oh, you're rage baiting. Okay, you're trolling. I see. I see. Okay. Congratulations. I fell for it. You can stop now. What states your goal is the characters. If its goal is unknown, then you can't disprove it. If you can't prove a negative. If its goal is unknown, then that makes its goal my goal. Because therefore, it could have literally any goal. It could have the goal to drink mud once. And that could be its entire goal of going down there. It doesn't matter because I can go further than that and do whatever I want. If the character's goal is could literally be anything, then why would it carry on past that point? Say hypothetically, the player's goal is to drink 1 pixel of toxic sludge. I do that. I then continue to play the game and then beat the game. What purpose does that serve if not being my goal imprinted upon the character? It has a goal, one goal, not any goal. We just don't know. Then if you don't know, your goal is the one imprinted on the character. I would say 8 times out of 10, if a developer does something cool where they don't reveal the character's goal, I almost guarantee you it's some philosophical thing about how the character's goal was your goal all along. You know how many times that's been done in gaming? Many times. The goal is just that. Your goal. How does that not make sense? It's basic logic and reasoning. If the especially, okay, I would understand if it was a character with personality and their own wants, because that can be different from you. Like, for instance, Solid Snake from Metal Gear. Okay, his goal, I would give you, that could be imprinted upon himself. But especially a character like Mina. Especially a character like the Ghost from Hollow Knight. Especially a character like Diogenes from Getting Over It. Such a empty nothing character that is specifically made that way. I almost guarantee you that your goal is whatever the character's goal is. If you don't know what the character's goal is, if it's not proven about anything, and if the character has no personality, like Diogenes, Mina, the Knight from Hollow Knight, then that makes it almost certain that whatever the character's goal is, that's just whatever your goal is. What states your goal is the character's? Back to square one. Oh, I don't know what states what goal why it would be yours. It's almost like I've just been discussing that with you and proving my point for like an hour. Go back and look and listen to anything as I said. That's what proves it. Because I know I'm right. I don't know why you carrying on. I think that you just can't admit you're wrong. And no, I'm not projecting. Because if I was projecting, I wouldn't have argued this for like an hour. Anyways, also that would be like square 3. Because square 1 was that I beat the game, and you were arguing that I didn't. All of this stemmed from a nuh-uh, by the way. Just like to throw that out there. Just meaningless, pointless bickering. Anyways, what I'm saying is, you cannot change my mind, because I know I am right. Anyways, Getting Over It. Interesting game. Interesting game, yeah. Perfect music for discussions like that, by the way. That was pretty fun. Yeah, I'm sure you got a lot of enjoyment out of rage baiting me. Good job. Thank you. Does the gold pot do anything? It shines. It shines and sheens in the light. It doesn't do anything, but Ben, did I ever tell you the tragedy of why I'm doing this? It's because I had the gold pot. It took me like 20 hours total to get it in game. No, you didn't tell me? Okay. Well, then listen well. I had the gold pot, completely gold. In fact, I had won circa 70 times. And then my computer crashed, erasing my program data, which included the golden pot. Rest in peace. So, now after having it unjustly, unrightfully taken from me, I am on my valiant quest to reclaim the Golden Cauldron. Tragedy for sure. So technically I've beaten the game well over 100 times at this point. Actually, it tells you how many wins you have at the end. Why'd you win an extra 20? Over time, I just liked to play the game every now and then. Like, a lot of the time it was because if I was on a call with some friends and we weren't really playing anything, my ADHD brain-rotted self would need something to keep me occupied, so I just played Getting Over It while I was on the call. So I beaten it an extra like 20 times over the course of all that time. Until I lost the pot. And no, I will not be showing the ending on stream. I know I love to, but unfortunately, that is against the code of conduct. You played any NES RPGs? NES RPGs. I played a little bit of Earthbound Zero off stream, but I never beat it.
No.
Never even got very far. Other than Castlevania 2. Oh yeah, I guess that one's kind of... Wait, is Zelda 1 an RPG? Are we calling that an RPG? Because if Zelda 1's an RPG, then I did beat that. I played Zelda 2. Never beat it. Oh yeah, beat Zelda 1, played Zelda 2. Rygar is more of like a Metroid-like than an RPG. Not very RPG-like. Okay. Zelda 1's not an RPG, yeah. I'd say Zelda 2 is definitely more RPG-ish because it's got leveling up and all that. Other than that, no, I don't think so. The only, like, full-on RPG I've ever beaten was Earthbound. Very good game, that. You might try Zelda 2. I don't know if you want to. It is a stinker of the NES library. Oh man, that game is tough. Zelda 1 was like a walk in the park compared to Zelda 2. Like I hardly had any trouble with Zelda 1. Is there an Earthbound on NES? An NES? Okay, so it's kind of complicated. So Earthbound on the NES was technically the first game in a trilogy. It was called Mother. In Japan, it was only released in Japan until like the Wii when they re-released it, but in America too. So originally Earthbound was called Mother 2. It was called the Mother series. And then a Mother 3 was made for the Wii in Japan only. In fact, there has still not been an international release for Mother 3, but there was a fan translation, so there's that. Wait, was it the Wii? I don't remember what it was, but it was released on something. But yeah, Earthbound Zero, also known as Mother 1, that's your NES Earthbound, but it's not Earthbound, it's different characters. And then Mother 3, or I guess Earthbound 2, that you'd have to, if you don't speak Japanese, you'd have to play it illegally to understand any of it. Noita when? I doubt I will play it today, but I doubt I will never play it again. There's your Solus, I guess. In fact, I highly doubt that I'll never play it again. It's a fun game. My point wasn't even that I'm not gonna do the side quest. My point was that I technically beat it on stream. I'll probably do the quests eventually. Don't worry. Might try Final Fantasy 1 on NES, but you'll use a guide. Oh, I don't blame you. Plenty of NES games you would be very rightful in using a guide. Rygar, Blaster Master, Metroid, the first Troid, Castlevania 2 especially. Did make it seem like he didn't want to come back. Well, I literally said that I doubted that I wasn't going to do any other Noita stuff. It's just that I had technically beat it on stream, and that I wasn't under any obligation. Because the whole train of thought that led up to that massive Steam train engine explosion of a conversation. My whole point was games that I hadn't beaten on stream yet that I needed to finish, and Noita was technically one of those. I said that I was. Can we not? I said that I was gonna keep playing it. I just said that technically I didn't have to come back to it because I beat it. So I said that I was going to play it again. I didn't. I just said that I didn't have to. I wasn't under any obligation to play it again. Because I consider games that I played once, I have to beat them eventually, if they're reasonable to beat. Games like 1942 on NES, yeah, right. I'm never beating that. But you know, Friday the 13th, I'd like to beat someday. You want to play some old RPGs you always hear about, really? You have a Metroid NES ROM hack which adds a save file thing and a minimap. Oh, I've seen that one. Oh man, you know what grinds my gears, chat? Those people who make the NES game like remakes with widescreen, like completely new, not even on the NES engine, like full on from scratch games, and then they sell them for a price because you're gonna get a cease and desist, and then you're gonna make it seem like that's what all fan game creators are doing. You're giving everyone else a bad reputation, especially fan remake creators. Like, I know this terrific guy, BMC War Machine. He made a couple Castlevania like remakes. He made Castlevania 2, he made Castlevania Chronicles 2, and Castlevania Chronicles 3. And I think he made one for Castlevania The Adventure too. But anyways, he's a great fan game creator, and all his fan games are free, rightfully so, because they're using an IP that he doesn't own, so they need to be sold for free. Or else he'd be committing a crime. Selling games that are remakes of games for not just prices, mind you, not even just prices, high prices. Like, these games are like $25. That's absurd for even new games. That'd be like if I made my Wasp Wars 3 $20. No, the most you're gonna get is like $10. I'm probably gonna make it $5, $5 to $7. But that's just absurd, and it gives fan game creators a bad name, because then the companies, what do? They look at this one fan game creator and say, "Oh, these dang fan game creators, they're making money off our IPs." Our IPs? No, our IPs. And what does the CEO say? He says, "Oh, we need to get rid of all of them. Ice them all." And then you have situations like AM2R, where you have these free by fans for fans, made of fans, no, but yeah, by fans for fans, completely free fan games that are not hurting anyone, taken down because some joker decided to sell his crappy Castlevania remake for $35. Oh, okay. Like, what the heck what are you doing? You don't even know what you're doing. You're just trying to make a quick buck. And that, as a game developer, I resent. You will never see me trying to do stuff like that. Count on that. Count on that indeed. You know, I've kind of been zoned out this entire time. I haven't even been focusing on the game. I'm gonna look back at the stream VOD and it's gonna be the worst getting over it gameplay I've ever seen. I bet you. I bet you. Like, I bet if I had a gigantic fall right now, or, well, right then, I wouldn't even have realized it. I bet you. Chat, I am parched. I'd like some water. Chat, can one of you get me a glass of water? One of you be a deer and give me a glass of water. Thank you, thank you. Do you have a bottled water? I need to have water beside me at all times. I was for a while, but then I kind of forgot. Ah! Mordor! Okay. Wow, okay. Never invoke the name of Mordor, chat. Oh man, I could go for some lemonade right now. I think after this run... Can we please go up the mountain? Thank you. Goodness. I think after this run I might stop. This might be a 4-parter even. Yeah, this might be a 4-part stream. Because how many times have I beat it today? Like 10? I still have 18 to go. Yikes. You're gonna go. Most fun convo you've had in a while. Bye. Thanks for popping in, Dark Sun. I appreciate the banter. And then they say Americans can't banter. Do like some traditional cloudy lemonade at times. True. That yellow stuff, it's okay, but you can't beat traditional cloudy, like clear white lemonade. But what I really like above all other drinks, you know, I'd go so far as to say it's my favorite drink right now. Lemonade mixed with sweet tea. Ooh! Ooh, I love some of that. Ooh! Makes me thirsty just thinking about it. But I might... You gotta be kidding me. Probably gonna have to settle for water. Yeah, after this run, I'll get up, and then we'll have a council on deciding whether to keep torturing or actually play something fun. Okay, that was fast. No water for you now, bedtime. Oh yeah, I forgot. It is pretty late where you are, huh? Okay, so what's the deal? We've got 33 wins. Are we continuing the suffering, or are we playing something fun? And, like, not even switching it up permanently, just switching it up for a little bit. So now we beat it 11 times this stream. Not too bad.